But for 20-year veteran and 3-time champion Diana Taurasi, playful pranks aren't her style. Instead, she raises the stakes by taking a personal jab at the greatest college basketball player of all time, Caitlin Clark.
#1 pick this year, you would take Paige over Caitlin.
Absolutely.
Paige.
I'm taking Paige. Next question.
Right? When the college guys come out, they're waiting for them. I mean, Camilla's coming, Caitlin's coming.
Look, SVP, reality is coming. You know, there's levels to this thing.
I'm not sure if she did it for clout or something else, but one thing's for certain, the GOAT of women's hoops just picked a fight with the wrong beat.
Does this girl, Caitlin Clark, do? She goes out and she puts on an absolute show. I mean, bombs away 9-3 minutes, dribbling behind the back, driving into the lane.
Clark has just been named the 2024 Rookie of the...
Thank you. Unfortunately, reality is coming to me now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of how a once-in-a-generation rookie humbled a WNBA legend. But to understand where Diana Taurasi's one-sided beef with Caitlin Clark really began, we need to rewind to last year's NCAA Final Four. During the South Carolina vs. NC State showdown, a fan posed a question: if CC had played under Taurasi's former coach, Gino Orima, at UConn, would he have let her shoot from the logo? Diana's response? Well, that's where things started to heat up.
Hell no. Okay. No chance you're doing that with Coach Orima. That's just not the way he teaches basketball.
I get it. She was speaking from her own experience, but to flat out say hell no, completely ignoring the fact that Caitlin is thriving in an era where pace and space dominate, and where she's a once-in-a-generation talent who is the system, made it seem like Diana was throwing shade just for the sake of it. It felt less like honest critique and more like an attempt to grab attention and double down on the jealousy and resentment she's been projecting toward Caitlin. And when Sue Bird asked her to pick between CC and Paige Buchers, here's how she responded.
Paige.
I'm taking Paige. Next question.
#1 pick this year, you would take Paige over Caitlin.
Absolutely. I like that energy.
Without a doubt, Taurasi caught major heat after dropping that stone-cold statement. But if we're talking about the moment that truly ignited everything, it has to be this infamous interview right here.
Look, SVP, reality is coming. You look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball. But there is going to be a transition period, and, it might take a little bit longer.
Despite all the subtle jabs Taurasi threw her way, CC stayed silent, and even went out of her way to show respect to her longtime idol ahead of their first ever clash in the W.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's just somebody I grew up, idolizing and, looking up to and wanting to be like one day. So, obviously she's one of the greatest players our game has ever seen. For me, I'm excited. That's fun. It's almost kind of like a dream.
Meanwhile, when the reporter posed the same question to Diana, the 11-time All-Star gave a long-winded response.
Going into facing Caitlin Clark for the first time on Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And if that wasn't enough of an insult, the Mercury's social media team jumped on the hate train too, posting a graphic that crowned Taurasi as the GOAT, while a silhouette of Caitlin stood beneath her, labeled simply as the roof. After all the trash talk and subtle digs aimed at Caitlin, the battle lines were finally drawn on the night of June 30th, 2024, when CC and Taurasi faced off for the first time, and even though Caitlin never clapped back at any of the shots Taurasi took, it didn't matter, because when it was game time, CC let her play do all the talking. First, she made her presence known with a deep logo 3 money. Then, she hit AB on the run for a smooth assist, and later, locked Sophie up before finishing strong at the rim.
Clark stakes the screen and got the layup and one.
The second half told the same story, as the superstar rookie lined up another logo bomb, this time with a hand right in her face. After that, she turned the court into her personal passing clinic, dishing out dimes and rewarding her bigs for running the floor on back-to-back possessions. And to put the final stamp on it, CC found AB late in the fourth and drilled
it out for three. Boston got it.
In yourself and Diana Taurasi, I know she's one of your idols. How big is it for you to get a win here against her today?
I'm just happy we won. It was cool to play against her, and obviously a really great game. And like you said, this crowd was absolutely incredible.
What Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable. Her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her, and she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game. So her future is super bright.
Though she had her struggles on the offensive end, her 12 assists and 9 rebounds were the difference maker in this matchup, as CC led the Fever to an 88-82 victory over Taurasi and her squad.
You said that Caitlin is going to go through a learning curve. Mm-hmm. Some people were critical of you for saying that.
It's the new fans. They're really sensitive these days. You can't say anything. I don't think I said anything that wasn't factually correct.
It's not out. So, the one thing I can say is it's always a hard team to make no matter what. because you were young yourself, and tell me if I'm wrong, weren't you named to the roster as soon as you graduated, right? You were young.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the wake of defeat, Taurasi shifted her stance on Cece and finally gave her the well-deserved praise during the post-game interview.
Connecticut, I think Diana Taurasi had it wrong. I think she was the reality. I think Caitlin, they should call her the reality because she was coming and she's here in this league. She's been...
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's just somebody I grew up, idolizing and, looking up to and wanting to be like one day. So, obviously she's one of the greatest players our game has ever seen. For me, like, I'm excited. Like, that's fun. Like, it's almost like kind of like a dream.